Have you ever imagined putting your toes in the white sand while sitting next to a crystal blue sea? My name is Teresa Hubbard, and after graduating high school, I've always wanted to go to the Dominican Republic. But I didn't want to offend the locals. So in order to do so, I had to make sure I did research. And today I'll be telling you about some Dominican Republic culture. First, I'll be telling you about some cultural aspects, then I'll tell you about some communication behaviors, and lastly, a current event. So let me start off by telling you an overview of some Dominican Republic culture. The most practiced religion in the Dominican Republic is Roman Catholicism. Now, just like in the United States, your freedom of religion is protected by law, but the Roman Catholic Church does get special benefits due to a treaty they signed with the government in 1954. Now, there aren't too many variations of ethnicity in the Dominican Republic. Majority of people identify themselves as mixed, while 16% identify themselves as European and 11% define themselves as African. Now, the two main races of the Dominican Republic come from descendants of West African slaves and the Spanish settlers. Now, the Dominican Republic has 26 political parties, according to the 2017 Gale Cengage Learning Online World's Mark Encyclopedia of the Nations entry on the Dominican Republic in the political parties section. The five main political parties consist of the Country Alliance, the Alliance for Democracy, the Dominican Liberation Party, Modern Revolution Party, and the National Progressive Front. And in May 2016, the President Medina was re-elected, and during his presidency, the electoral policy was restated that government officials can serve 2 consecutive elections. Now, since you know about some culture aspects, I'll move on to some unique communication behaviors. The Dominican Republic is considered a collectivistic society, according to the 2020 Hofstede Insights online country comparison in the individualism section, where it explains that the community in the Dominican Republic encourages strong relationships with one another, and they also encourage each other to take care of one another. The loyalty in these groups are so strong that they override most other roles. Now, the family structure is where the immediate family usually lives in the same household. The eldest of the family is usually the head of the household, followed by extended family, but the women are always under the men. And lastly, we have the high power structure, which is about 65. And what this tells us is that the Dominican Republic is a hierarchical society where everybody has their place and they accept their place and they do what they are told. Most organizations are ran by a single authoritarian, meaning that one person delegates all of the rules. And this is a very popular and actually expected practice in the Dominican Republic. And now, since you know about some communication behaviors, I'll continue on to the current event. In the Dominican Republic, the citizens are being overcharged for electricity. I consulted a local Dominican Republic website called Dominican Today, which was last updated in May of 2020. And the article I read was entitled, "The Dominican Republic Consumers Organization Criticizes Raising Electricity Rates Amid Quarantine." And this basically means that consumers' electric bills were doubled even though the government had forced a shutdown on institutions and companies. Now, according to the Constitution, the superintendency is supposed to investigate this and give the consumers a valid excuse for these in inaccurate price fluctuations. And now, since I've told you about the Dominican Republic culture, I've explained to you an overview of some cultural aspects, some communication behaviors, and a current event. So now you know about this culture-rich land behind the captivating beaches and why anybody would want to go there. Thank you.